Today I will be reacting to the video How to Enter Flow State by Chris Williamson. Let's go ahead and check it out.
So the guys from Flow Research Collective who work on the science of flow, they try to engineer people to get into flow states more easily. Their number one hack, the easiest hack for anybody to get into flow, begin working within 30 seconds of waking up.
Interesting. Begin working within 30 seconds of waking up is what these scientists are saying is the optimal way to get into flow state. I could see the value in that, but I can also see how it's not really giving the nuance it deserves to what flow state needs internally and intrinsically, right? So the key to entering flow state is one word. It's emptiness. It's emptiness. When you have an empty mind free of thoughts, when you're emptying out the suppressed emotions and allowing emotions to flow in and out, when you're emptying out the tension and constriction that comes from spiritual blocks, toxic habits, self-disconnection, etc. When you're emptying out any reactivity that comes from nice guy syndrome, when you're emptying out the wounds and pain in your heart, when you're able to be in a state of emptiness where your mind is relatively calm, your emotions are relatively calm, your heart is relatively calm, right? Your nice guy tendencies calm, and you're not in a state of like tension, disconnection, toxic habits, then that's what I define as emptiness. And that is when we automatically access flow states. This is something I've been able to do for myself in my own life repetitively and helped so many clients do so. So in my opinion, it comes from emptiness. And I can see how when you wake up, right, you're still in a theta brainwave state. You're still in a healing state. You're in that void of lucid dreaming. You're in that void of maybe not deep sleep, but awakening from it. So that center between deep sleep and brain activity. So I can see how these scientists came to the conclusion of when you wake up in the morning, you're more easily able to access flow state. Now, there is a caveat I would like to add because he's generalizing this way too much. What if you're someone who wakes up with a lot of anxiety? What if you're someone who wakes up with racing thoughts? What if you're someone who wakes up with more anger, more frustration than you do at night? I know a lot of guys in my communities who've had those issues, and I used to have those issues where I actually don't wake up in a calm state. I don't wake up in an empty state. While I'm sleeping, there's more fear-based thoughts, more tension in the body, more emotions going up and down. That can happen for some people who tend to live a little bit more from a sense of tension, from a sense of anxiety, living based on fear, etc. So I would say if you're very normal and healthy in your mental health, what he said around getting up, going straight to work, you're getting out of the lucid dreaming state and into flow, your mind hasn't had time to activate, I think that that's incredibly accurate. But if you are someone who wakes up in a state of fear, in a state of anxiety, in a state of emotional roller coasters, thoughts going up and down, then you're actually going to need to create that space, that environment inside of you where you empty all of that out before you can access flow states and work effectively and efficiently, right? Because productivity, leadership, creativity, all comes more efficiently when you're in a flow state. So 100% agree that that's the time to get stuff done, but not for everyone is it actually you're in a restful, calm, empty state when you wake up. For many, many men, they wake up in terror, in anxiety, in emotional roller coasters, in thoughts, mind wandering all over the place. And you're gonna have to calm that down and come to emptiness before you can access flow states and be, what he's alluding to, more productive, more efficient with your work, etc. So let's move on and see what he has to say.
The brainwave that you want to get into when you're in flow state is one step away from what you're in when you're sleeping. So a lot of engineers throughout history, Nobel Prize winners, would sit on seats with ball bearings or something metal in their hand over a plate. And they'd be thinking about an idea, but they'd be relaxing and they'd have their eyes closed. And as they were drifting off and drifting off and drifting off, and then their hand would open as they fell asleep and they'd drop the loud thing into the plate and it would clang, and then they would get up to try and work on the problem.
Fucking no way.
Yep.
That makes so much sense.
That's how a bunch of the biggest problems in science have been solved.
Yeah, it's fascinating how that's how they're solving the problems in science. And what he's speaking to around the brainwave states is basically when you're in deep, deep sleep in the middle of the night, you're in a delta brainwave state. When you're in more of a lucid dreaming state, which is what I was speaking to, that starts to happen before waking up, and as you're waking up, you're in a theta brainwave state. And then when you're in the creative flow state, which is the purpose of this conversation, you're in the next step, which is what he alluded to, which is the alpha brainwave state. And then when you're in a stressed, overly productive, stressful mind, you're in the beta brainwave state. So basically what he's saying is when you're in the process of waking up, you're in the theta lucid dreaming brainwave state, and then you immediately step up to the next brainwave state, which is alpha, which is where there's extra creativity, there's extra intuition, instinct, flow. Alpha is the state you want to be in flow state, and alpha is the state you want to be in to be productive but not stressed, present in the moment, calm relaxation but also focus. Alpha is a good brainwave state to be in. So overall, the science checks there. I think the one thing which again I'll push back on is he's making the assumption that people are in a theta brainwave state as they're waking up and they go straight into an alpha. If you are someone who stresses during the night, you have nightmares, you have night terrors, you wake up with a sense of fear, you wake up with different confused emotions, you wake up with your mind racing, you are not going to be able to just wake up and work. You are going to then work from the beta brainwave states, from the state of stress, from the state of anxiety. So, like I said, for the average person who's not experiencing any challenges, this checks out. But if you're someone who's wakes up and you're not in your optimal state, you can tell your brain, your emotions, your body's not in its optimal state. Find a way to get in your optimal state to access flow states. Again, I gave you the blueprint. It's getting your whole body empty, mind empty, emotions empty, disconnection, empty that out. Nice guy, empty that out, wounds in your heart. And the more you focus on that by going deep through meditation, through visualizations, through energy work, through expression work, and all these things, you start to empty these things out. And when you can empty these things out, you start to access this state of stillness and emptiness, and that's when you access flow state. So for some of you, you might be able to wake up and immediately go into flow state and be productive. Good. For others of you, that's the importance of a morning practice, to be able to do the meditations, the visualizations, the expression work, the journaling, the energy work, whatever you need to do to create the peace and the emptiness in your mind and your internal state. And then from that state is when you'll be able to access flow states to be more productive, to be more creative, to operate more from intuition and instinct, etc. So I think what he said, like I said, it checks out, but it doesn't account for so many of the mental health challenges, the ADHD, the mind wandering, the up and down fluctuating emotions that so many modern men and humans in general are experiencing due to technology, due to work stress, due to a stressful life, a busy life, tension, goals, etc. So in our natural steady state, what he is explaining is absolutely true. But if we're not in our natural steady state, a state of stillness, emptiness, calmness, relaxation, then we need to learn how to get into that state to access flow states. So who am I to be speaking this to you? I want to make this clear before we close out. Why am I speaking with confidence over all these scientists? Because flow states is how I've healed from a chronic illness where I was disabled for multiple years and actually in bed for a little bit less than a year. And I've helped so many clients access flow states on demand. I do believe they can be accessed on demand. And for me, even now, as I'm recording this video, I can't do work tasks. I can't do anything productive, exercise, lifting, working, recording these videos, talking with clients. I can't do them if I'm not in a flow state. I tend to have issues in my brain, and I tend to be able to have these symptoms start to come up when I'm not in flow state. So everything I do, I have to do in flow state. When I record these videos, I do it in flow state. So for me, I've had to learn the art of accessing flow state on demand to be healthy and to be productive and to be in this world. So I'm constantly turning on flow states up and down. And I've actually taught so many of my clients and guys in my men's community how to access flow states as well. So that's a little bit about me as to why I'm speaking on this video with such conviction, because flow states was a big part of my healing process from the chronic illness and finding a new life. And Meta Mastery wouldn't exist if it weren't for one of the key parts of my journey, which is the ability to access flow states on demand. If you learned something from this video and you want to join the Meta Mastery Path, feel free to check out our links below on learning more about the Masculine Mastery Method Transformational Coaching Program, to learn more about our school community around masculine dating, or to join one of our men's groups. I'll see you in the next video.